Conversations around money are very sensitive. But what would you do in a life without money? It will be difficult, right? Now, today I want to talk about our spending habits. There are two things that define our spending habits. But I really need to talk about the first one because a lot of people suffer from it. And it's because we are victims of circumstances and we choose not to make informed decisions. This spending habit is the perceived illusion that you are wealthy. You have a perception that you're wealthy. I'll use two case scenarios of two people. So I have Charles and Martin. They have both graduated. So Martin comes from a wealthy background. He grew with a lot of luxury. He was able to afford education in the best institution. He never took a loan. He also was able to get a lot of jump starting in his life because his parents were able to do some investment decisions. But it doesn't mean that the parents have a wealthy estate for them to live for him. Let's say basically they are the typical middle class, right? They're the first generation wealth in their families. So, on the other hand, we have Charles. Charles has grown up in poverty and Charles has been able to struggle. He has a student loan. He's trying to figure out life because he needed to borrow money here and there to make his family stable just before he got a job. And both of them get jobs, paying the same salary. Let's say 100,000. So the difference in the spending habits come about because Martin has an illusion that he comes from a wealthy background. So he has this feeling that he's financially secure, that in case of anything, he has money. But does this money belong to him really? Does this money even have a title to his name? No. But then, what does that do to him because of the illusion and the perception that he now has? He goes for the shopping spree. He remembers the times that his parents used to go to the biggest supermarkets, shop, dine in the finest restaurants. He does that too, so he keeps on dining out. He doesn't want to cut his expenditure to fit with his income at the particular moment. He's looking to move out, and he moves out to a place whereby there's a lot of expenditure that comes along with it. And within time, he want to drive, so he takes a car loan. He finds himself in an illusion because he doesn't awaken to the reality that his parents won't be helping him to pay for his expenditure. So he's keeping up with it. On the other hand, our Charles realizes that he's financially insecure, that his family is looking at him. So he needs to make wise financial decisions. He needs to have a better future. And what does Charles do? Charles live a frugal life. Charles is very cautious on how he spends his 100,000. Charles is interested in making a lot of savings. Charles has the thirst to understand how to expand his wealth. Now, who do you think in 2-3 years' time will be wealthy? Is it Charles? Is it Martin? The chances are Charles will be wealthier than Martin. Charles will have some money for himself. Martin will be in the rat race, chasing a lifestyle that does not belong to him. So are you Charles or are you Martin? Ask yourself that question and take yourself back in your financial decisions. Do you make financial decisions based on an illusion? If you don't have your name on it, it doesn't belong to you. If you do not own it, it doesn't belong to you. If you don't have to be consulted before anything is used for the asset, it doesn't belong to you. So one thing that even the Bible dictates in Luke chapter 12 is that don't go and ask for an inheritance that does not belong to you. You can ask for it, and because of that perception that you have, you might not get it because it's not yours. If your brother is wealthy, it doesn't mean you're wealthy. If your parents are wealthy, it doesn't mean you're wealthy. Until they're able to charge you and give you to manage their wealth, it doesn't belong to you. So stop having a perception. Don't entertain an illusion. Stick to what belongs to you. If 100,000 is what you have to spend, spend that wisely and ensure that you make the best financial decisions for your future to avoid being in financial pitfalls. It's always a pleasure to talk about financial issues with you, to be able to help you understand more about financial psychology. And in case you need any consultation, we are open to consulting with you. It's been a pleasure holding you around here, and subscribe for the next video. Ciao!